は僕をダメなやつと思う。鏡を見つめる僕を見下げているけど中には大きな力希望がある。 Maybe I'm a little young but you don't know what I become. Can't you see it in my face? A demon living in disguise but you can see the killer in my eyes. I've got a look you can't escape. What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let 'em burn it out. never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away. Burn away, we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it through the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake it through the back of the pack, kill it anyway. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it through the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake it through the back of the pack, kill it anyway. You think you've got my number figured out? A motive born in drought and brevity. And if I'm not the soul of your design, I blatantly decline your remedy. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. I wasn't always just a single shade, a palette full of gray in reverie. And I can burn it brighter than the sun. I have a golden gun inside of me. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else. And if I fall behind, ignoring all the signs, and if I lose the fight, I still rage.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome in, welcome back. We are Dysfunctional Gaming Talking D&D. I am Thundercat0420, and over there to my left on screen is GM Patch Nasty. How are you today?
I'm well-ish. I'm starting to get a cold and I hate it. I hope it's the end of it, but I'm good. I'm good overall.
All right, well, your camera froze for a second, but I heard you say I'm well-ish.
Yeah. I think I'm coming off the tail end of a cold.
Okay, all right. Well, I hope you feel better.
I feel better already talking about D&D.
Hi, Fuzzrab. Good evening.
So that brings me to my point there, Thundercat. What did we talk about last week?
Last week, we talked about DM's rules and restrictions, and you can find that in podcast form on anchor.fm, in Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcasts. You can find that there, or you can find it on our YouTube, Dysfunctional D&D. If you search that, you'll find us. It's the tentacles throwing dice.
Yep.
So yeah, go check us out there. You can catch up on that and all of our other podcasts and other subclass options that we were talking about today.
How many fucking have we done?
I think we've done 4 so far.
How many do we have left?
I think we have 4 left.
Son of a... Well, I can't wait until this is over in June. So we're talking about rogues today, right?
Yes, the rogue subclasses, also known as their archetype.
Hooray, archetypes for rogues. I've played
Roguish archetype.
one rogue, and I don't remember what that rogue was. I think I was a... I have to look. I was a thief. I'm pretty sure I was a thief, because I was a gnome, but I was a thief. Because I had the little minor illusion, and I was good with my hands.
But we only played that for like 4 sessions.
A month still long enough to play a rogue, and that was about it. I played a rogue.
I played a rogue as Jeff Tron Tic Tac boy.
Jeff Tron,
Melissa
Melissa Drafton. Yeah.
Yes.
Melissa Jeff Drafton.
So Melissa's part was rogue. It was like a rogue. I don't even know. It was like a rogue cleric
Wizard. What?
wizard. I don't even know. Yeah.
Rogue cleric. Just all I can think of is the cat gif where it bites and then it does the sneak attack damage and then it pets and gives the cure wounds.
That's the only rogue that I've played, I think. But other than that, I've DM'd plenty of rogues.
Yeah, everybody likes being a rogue. It's always edgy and Batman.
I feel like I'm the total opposite.
Yeah, well, Kador could have been a rogue.
I haven't wanted to play a rogue.
No, I've never wanted to play a rogue. I'll be honest with you, I never want to play a rogue. If I have to play a rogue and someone needs to be able to pick a lock, then yes, I'll be the person who picks a lock. But if we have a wizard, then fucking you better get the knock spell because I ain't picking locks.
I mean, a ranger can pick locks pretty good, probably.
Maybe. Who knows?
So
the only one that I didn't get thieves tools is fucking rogues.
Today we are going into the roguish archetypes. So if you pick the rogue class, when you get to level 3, you get your roguish archetype. And we'll start off at the top from the PHB with thief. This would be your subclass.
Okay, there you go.
This would be your subclass for your rogue. The thief. You hone your skills in larcenous arts, burglars, bandits, cat purses, and other criminals typically follow this archetype. But so do rogues who prefer to think of themselves as professional treasure seekers, explorers, delvers, and investigators. In addition to improving your agility and stealth, you learn skills useful for delving into ancient ruins, reading unfamiliar languages, and using magic items you normally couldn't employ. At 3rd level, you get fast hands. You can use a bonus action granted by your cunning action to make a dexterity sleight of hand check, use your thieves' tools to disarm a trap, or open a lock, or take the use of an object action.
Drink a healing potion.
Right.
Right there. That is how you get the bonus action healing potion. You need to be a thief. Now everybody should be one. You're welcome.
You also get second story work. When you get this archetype, you gain the ability to climb faster than normal. Climbing no longer costs you extra movement. In addition, when you make a running jump, the distance you cover increases by a number of feet equal to your dexterity modifier.
Neat. So when you're trying to get one jump ahead of the bad guy, you get to add your dex mod. Gotcha.
At 9th level, you have advantage on dexterity stealth checks if you move no more than half your speed on the same turn.
What's that called?
Supreme Sneak.
That sounds like a Burger King game. Go on.
At 13th level, you get Use Magic Device. You have learned enough about the workings of the magic that you can improvise the use of items even when they are not intended for you. You ignore all class, race, and level requirements on the use of magic items.
Let's
That's cool.
We're going to pump the brakes real quick. Wait a goddamn second. So you mean at 13th level, my thief can use a staff that's meant for a fucking spellcaster? And that's... What? Oh, that's okay. All right, go ahead. Continue the train. Mine is now going to level 13 thief.
Thieves reflexes. At 17th level, you become adept at laying ambushes and quickly escaping danger. You can take 2 turns during the first round of any combat. You take your first turn at your normal initiative and your second turn at your initiative -10. You can't use this feature when you are surprised.
Okay. All right. Neat.
I'm gonna go twice this round.
And then at that point, you got to think you're already going to have a high initiative. So 21 minus 10 is 11. That's still not that bad. Yeah. Fucking level 17. Not bad.
Thief is pretty cool.
What's the next one in the PHP? Because mine goes alphabetical.
Assassin.
Okay, this one's easy. So assassins, think Assassin's Creed. You focus your training on the grim art of death. Those who adhere to this archetype are diverse, hired killers, spies, bounty hunters, or even specifically anointed priests trained to exterminate the enemies of their deity. So you'll get features at 3, 9, 13, and 17. 3. Starting at level 3, you can assassinate people. You are at your deadliest when you get the drop on your enemies. You have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in combat yet. In addition, any hit you score against a creature that is surprised is a critical hit. Okay, level 3. Starting out pretty hard. You also get bonus proficiencies. You gain proficiency in the Disguise Kit and the Poisoner's Kit. And then at level 7? 9? 9.
9.
Starting at 9th level, you can get Infiltration Expertise. You can unfailingly create false identities for yourself. You must spend 7 days and 25 golds to establish the history, profession, and affiliations for an identity. You can't establish an identity that belongs to someone else. For example, you may acquire appropriate clothing, letters of induction, and official-looking certification to establish yourself as a member of a trading house from a remote city, so you can insinuate yourself into the company of other wealthy merchants. Kind of neat.
I feel like you don't get that kind of time in a D&D game.
It depends.
Like,
it depends on your
if
DM.
It's a whole, if it's a whole city event, then it could work. Like,
yeah.
I think the Waterdeep, the new, the one I'm going to run
Dragon
eventually, Dragon Heist. Yeah. I think that one's probably a good one that would be impressive in.
So I'll say this: so if a player has that and I'm DMing, I'm gonna want them to use that. So if I write something where I want that to be used and they don't use it, that's on them. Mm-hmm. But once again, 13, you get something similar. It's called Imposter. At 13th level, you gain the ability to unerringly mimic another person's speech, writing, and behavior. You must spend at least 3 hours studying these 3 components of the person's behavior, listening to speech, examining handwriting, and observing mannerism. Your ruse is indiscernible to the casual observer. If a wary creature suspects something is amiss, you have advantage on any charisma check you make to avoid detection. Once again, another RP kind of heavy trait that at later levels, if the player doesn't use it, they're really just using it the assassinate thing, because that's how I feel. If you're not trying to be an imposter and infiltrate a place, they kind of go to the wayside. until you get to level 17, because then you get stuff for the combat end of things for your Rouge. Starting at 17th level, you get Death Strike. Wah. You become a master of instant death. When you attack and hit a creature that is surprised, it must make a Constitution saving throw. DC 8 plus your Dex mod plus your proficiency bonus. Level 17 is plus 5 on your proficiency. I'm not sure offhand.
I think so.
Yep. So let's just say 5, 9, 17.
6.
Yep, 6.
Plus
so
6.
6 plus 5 is 11, 19. On a failed save, double the damage of your attack against the creature. So that's fucking mean. If
So
you
go up
have
and
a
assassinate
max
someone,
dex,
critical hit, and then add all that other stuff, and you could double
well,
it.
if they're surprised,
Plus
you
sneak
automatically
attack.
crit.
Right.
So you get to do your initial damage, and then double it.
Do your damage, do your damage, do your damage, do your damage.
Yep, and then boom, 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 boom. That is that. So kind of neat. I like the trade-off so far that we've been reading with the rogue. Like it's kind of like RP balance and combat balance.
And now we have our magic balanced.
Yay! We get to learn
Arcane
about
Trickster.
Sal.
Yeah, the Arcane Trickster, the rogues that get magic. I'm not going to read the blurb. That's magic.
Thank you. There you go.
Spellcasting. When you reach 3rd level, you gain the ability to cast spells. We've talked about spellcasting before. Your spellcasting ability becomes your intelligence modifier as a rogue. You basically use the wizard spells, most of them.
So you get to know 3 first level wizard spells of your choice, 2 of which you must choose from the enchantment and illusion spells on the wizard spell list. That's where the Arcane Trickster is kind of a cutoff, because you don't get a lot of cool stuff at spells known from the Arcane Trickster. Shows when you learn must be enchantment or illusion. Spells learned at 8, 14, and 20 can come from any school of magic. So if you replace a spell, if you're replacing a illusion or enchantment magic, you have to replace it with another one, and then the annies can be any.
Yeah, all of the rest are any. Yep.
That's the
but you
big...
pick from the wizard spell casting.
Correct.
Spells.
It makes you read the spells at low level.
Yes, and you can get up to 4th level spells.
That's not bad. That's a
Mage
fireball.
Mage Hand Ledgerman is your first 3rd level feature. When you cast Mage Hand, you can make the spectral hand invisible, and you can perform the following additional tasks with it. You can stow one object the hand is holding in a container worn or carried by another creature. You can retrieve an object or in a container worn or carried by another creature. And you can use the thieves' tools to pick locks and disarm traps at range.
That's that last part is clutch.
Yeah, you can perform one of these tasks without being noticed by a creature if you succeed on a dexterity sleight of hand check contested by the creature's wisdom perception check. In addition, you can use the bonus action granted by your cunning action to control the hand. That's cool.
Bonus action, hand move.
Bonus action, go take that thing.
Bonus action, can I distract him with my mage hand, and then stab him to give myself advantage?
Can I push him into the circle and then bonus action press the button with my mage hand?
Yes, I would allow that.
Yep.
The first one, my post one, no.
No, yours I wouldn't allow. Magical ambush. Starting at 9th level, if you are hidden from a creature when you cast a spell on it, the creature has disadvantage on any saving throw it makes against the spell this turn.
That's 4 levels from now, DD. Pay attention.
Abracadabra. Yeah, pay attention.
Abracadabra B. So that's kind of neat. So if you 9th level, what do you have for spells at 9th level?
2nd level.
You definitely have already picked your cool whatever spells I want. So you could do damages.
I think there's Ice Knife is 2nd level.
Yep. Actually,
well, I'm thinking like
you could hide from a creature and then
You
cast charm person on something.
use your cunning action to use your bonus action to hide, and then cast a spell, and then have advantage on the. Yep.
Them have disadvantage on the fucking saving throw.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I meant.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. At 13th level, you gain the ability to distract targets with your mage hand. It's called Versatile Trickster. As a bonus action on your turn, you can designate a creature within 5 feet of your spectral hand created by the spell. Doing so gives you advantage on attack rolls against this creature until the end of its turn. You didn't know? You had no idea, did you?
Not a clue. Not a clue. Not a clue. We are level 5, DD. So 4 more levels, my friend. All right. So that's 13th level.
And then Spell Thief. This is a cool one. At 17th level, you gain the ability to magically steal the knowledge of how to cast a spell from another spellcaster. Immediately after a creature casts a spell that targets you or includes you in its area effect, you can use your reaction to force the creature to make a saving throw with its spellcasting modifier. The DC equals your spell save DC. On a failed save, you negate the spell's effect against you, and you steal the knowledge of the spell if it's at least first level and of a level you can cast. It doesn't need to be a wizard spell. For the next 8 hours, you know the spell and can cast it using your spell slots. The creature can't cast the spell until the 8 hours have passed. So you steal it from the wizard, or you steal it from the sorcerer.
From anything. You could steal it from the bard. You could steal it from the cleric.
Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. But yeah, you can take the spells from the baddies, and they can't use it for 8 hours.
All right. So that's PHB, the 3 classes, the 3 subbies from that one.
Yep.
All right. I'm going straight into Xanathar because it's all in there. Granted, there are 2 that are in Skag. The 2 that are found in the Sword Coast Adventurers Guide that came out before Xanathar's Guide to Everything is
Swashbucklers
in
Xanathar's?
Sure is.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I don't need this book then.
You just need Xanathar. Nope. So, there are 4 that are in Xanathar's. It is the Inquisitive, the Mastermind, the Scout, and the Swashbuckler. Swashbuckler sounds kind of like what it is. But I'm going to start off with the Inquisitive. As an archetypal Inquisitive, you excel at rooting out secrets and unraveling mysteries. You rely on your sharp eye for detail, but also on your finely honed ability to read words and deeds of other creatures to determine their true intent. You excel at defeating creatures that hide among and prey upon ordinary folk. Kind of neat. So Batman. Or a detective. So at level 3, you get Ear for Deceit. When you choose this archetype at 3rd level, you develop a talent for picking out lies. Whenever you make an insight roll to determine whether a creature is lying, treat a roll of 7 or lower as an 8 on a d20. That's not bad. Eye for Detail. You can use a bonus action to make a perception check to spot a hidden creature or object, or to make an intelligence check or investigation check to uncover or decipher clues. Thematical. Insightful Fighting. At 3rd level, you gain the ability to decipher an opponent's tactics and develop a counter to them. As a bonus action, you can make a wisdom or insight check against a creature that you can see that isn't incapacitated, contested by the target's deception check. If you succeed, you can use your sneak attack against that target, even if you don't have advantage on the attack roll, but not if you have disadvantage on it. This benefit lasts for a minute or until you successfully use this feature against a different target. That one's kind of cool. Gives you a lot at 3rd level. Wonder what else you're going to get. Here we go on to 9th. Steady Eye. At 9th level, you have advantage on perception or investigation checks if you move no more than half your speed on the same turn. Neat. That's all you get. The next one, you get Ennearing Eye. Beginning at 13th level, your senses are almost impossible to foil. As an action, you sense the presence of illusions, shape changers not in their original form, and other magic designed to deceive the senses within 30 feet of you, provided you aren't blind or deafened. You sense that an effect is attempting to trick you, but you gain no insight of what is hidden or its true nature. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier, minimum of 1, and you regain all expended uses of it when you finish a long rest. That's kind of cool.
I like that.
That's kind of neat. And then we have the Eye for Weakness. At 17th level, you learn to exploit a creature's weakness by carefully studying its tactics and movement. Using your insightful fighting feature applies to a creature. You sneak attack damage that against that creature increases by 3d6. Okay. All right.
So you're inquisitive.
at-
You understand things. You see the fight.
All right. So at 17th level, you would have 96. So that would be 12. If you have the insightful fighting. That's kind of nuts.
Up next, we have the Mastermind. This is also from the Sword Coast book.
Page 135 and 46 in Xanathar's.
Mastermind. Your focus is on people and the influence and secrets they have. Many spies, courtiers, and schemers follow this archetype, leading lives of intrigue. Words are your weapons as often as knives are your poison, and secrets and favors are some of your favorite treasures. You get 3rd level, you get Master of Intrigue. When you choose this archetype, you gain the proficiency with the Disguise Kit, the Forgery Kit, and 1 gaming set of your choice. You also learn 2 languages.
Cool.
Additionally, you can unerringly mimic the speech patterns and accent of a creature that you hear speak for at least 1 minute, enabling you to pass yourself off as a native speaker of that particular land, provided that you know the language.
Cool. All right. Starting off with the thematic stuff.
At 3rd level, you get Master of Tactics. You can use the help action as a bonus action. Additionally, when you use the help action to aid an ally in attacking a creature, the target of that attack can be within 30 feet of you rather than within 5 feet of you if the target can see or hear you. So you can help by yelling like something to them.
This is a point for this rogue. I might want to be this rogue if I was ever to be a rogue, because helping from 30 feet in combat is fucking... That's clutch.
And you do it as you can do it as a bonus action.
But okay. All right. Let's keep moving. All right, what else we got?
That's crazy, because if you can do
I know
a
that's
help action as a
crazy.
bonus action, you can still have the
You
guy
can
within
bonus
5
action
feet
help 30 feet away.
and then shoot your crossbow or throw a dagger and
Hey,
still
look,
do
he's
your
over
sneak
here.
attack.
Bang.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Dope. Dope. What are we getting at 9?
At 9th level, you get Insightful Manipulator. If you spend at least 1 minute observing or interacting with another creature outside combat, you can learn certain information about its capabilities compared to your own. The DM tells you if the creature is your equal, superior, or inferior in regard to 2 of the following characteristics of your choice: intelligence score, wisdom score, charisma score, class levels, if any. With the DM's option, you might also realize you know a piece of the creature's history or one of its personality traits if it has any.
So that's helpful both in your thematical and your battling too. So that's kind of cool. I like that.
Misdirection. At 13th level, you can sometimes cause another creature to suffer an attack meant for you. When you are targeted by an attack while a creature within 5 feet of you is granting you cover against that attack, you can use your reaction to have the attack target that creature instead of you. Does that mean like you hide behind your butt, like the Goliath, and the Goliath takes the attack instead?
When you're targeted by an attack while the
that'd be
creature
a good
within 5, that's
halfling
anybody.
thing.
Yep.
Can you get
Hide
half
behind a
cover
cap.
from an enemy?
I've seen a lot of kung fu and action movies where people grab a bad guy and they get shot in the back because they got grabbed. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
It's not willing. They're gonna pop you if they're still alive.
Okay.
Granted, they're getting shot with an arrow as opposed to a gun.
At 17th level, you get Soul of Deceit. Your thoughts can't be read by telepathy or other means unless you allow it. You can present false thoughts by succeeding on a charisma deception check, contested by the mind reader's wisdom insight check. Additionally, no matter what you say, magic that would determine if you are telling the truth indicates you are being truthful if you so choose, and you can't be compelled to tell the truth by magic.
Amazing. Fuck your zone of truth. Yes, I am telling the truth to you. Right to you. I love it. That's amazing.
That's
So
the
that's the
mastermind.
mastermind. Yeah. So now
Do
we
you
move
wanna
on to the
hear
scout.
do you want to hear what
What do they have to say?
Xanathar has to say about the mastermind?
Sure.
Oh, please. If anyone's a mastermind around here, it's me. You're like a master doofus or a master dummy. No, you are.
So, should you so choose to want to be that person who wants to scout ahead of the party, and not be a ranger, Xanathar's got you covered because they got a rogue scout.
And
You
not
are
be
skilled
a
in stealth
ranger.
and right. That's how it works. Surviving far from the cities of streets, allowing you to scout ahead of your companions during expeditions. Rogues who embrace this archetype are at home in the wilderness and among barbarians and rangers. Scouts serve as the eyes and ears of war bands. So, at third level, you are difficult to pin down during a fight. You can move up to half your speed as a reaction when an enemy ends its turn within 5 feet of you. This movement does not provoke opportunity attacks.
For the rest of your
Third
turn.
level,
It's called fancy footwork. He didn't say what it was called.
it's called skirmisher on mine.
Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. I was looking at Swashbuckler.
Okay, it's all right. So that
Skirmisher.
movement does not provoke opportunity attacks. Next, you also get survivalist. When you choose this archetype at third level, you gain proficiency in the nature and survival skills if you don't already have it. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check that uses either of these proficiencies. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. We're moving down to 9th level. At 9th level, you get superior mobility. Your walking speed increases by 10 feet if you have a climbing speed or a swimming speed. This also applies to it as well. Handy. 13th level, you get the ambush master. Starting at 13th level, you excel at leading ambushes and acting first in a fight. You have advantage on initiative rolls. Period. In addition, the first creature you hit during the first round of combat becomes easier for you and others to strike. Attack rolls against that target have advantage until the start of your next turn. And then finally, at 17th level, you get something called Sudden Strike. You can strike with deadly speed. If you take the attack action on your turn, you can make one additional attack as a bonus action. This attack can benefit from your sneak attack even if you have already used it this turn, but you cannot use your sneak attack against the same target more than once in a turn. So you can stab one dude, sneak attack him, flourish, throw the dagger, stab the other dude, and still get your sneak attack, should it be provided. I like that. But you get the one that's probably the coolest out of all the rogue archetypes. The
You
one
think so?
that, Vandal was it for a while, but then again, you forgot that it was a reaction, so I forget which thing he used.
Swashbuckler. You focus your training in the art of the blade, relying on speed, elegance, and charm in equal parts. While some warriors are brutes, clad in heavy armor, your method of fighting looks almost like a performance. Duelists and pirates typically belong in this archetype.
Yarhar!
At third level, you get fancy footwork. You learn how to land a strike and then slip away without reprisal during your turn. If you make a melee attack against a creature, that creature can't make opportunity attacks against you for the rest of your turn. You get raucous audacity. At third level, your confidence propels you into battle. You can give yourself a bonus to your initiative rolls equal to your charisma modifier. You also gain an additional way to use your sneak attack. You don't need advantage on the attack roll to use your sneak attack against a creature if you are within 5 feet of it. No other creatures are within 5 feet of you, and you don't have advantage on the attack roll. All other rules for sneak attack apply to you.
Yeah, that's why I like that one, because it's got that at third level, and if you're a rogue, you kind of want a decent charisma, and being able
and
to...
if you get a high initiative, you're going to go first, so you should get sneak attack damage when you get up to the guy first.
What's next?
Panache at 9th level. Panache at 9th level. Your charm becomes extraordinarily beguiling. As an action, you can make a charisma persuasion check contested by creature's insight check. The creature must be able to hear you, and the two of you must share a language. If you succeed on the check, and the creature is hostile to you, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than you, and can't make opportunity attacks against targets other than you. This effect lasts for 1 minute until one of your companions attacks the target or affects it with the spell, or until you and the target are more than 60 feet apart. If you succeed on the check and the creature isn't hostile to you, it is charmed by you for 1 minute. While charmed, it regards you as a friendly acquaintance. This effect ends immediately if your companions do anything harmful to it.
Neat. Okay, so you get a free charm, and it doesn't remember that it's charmed. That's a big handy one.
At 13th level, you get an elegant maneuver. You can use a bonus action on your turn. You can use a bonus action on your turn to gain advantage on the next dexterity, or acrobatics, or strength athletics check you make during the same turn. Okay.
That's cool. So, like, if you're being grappled, you can use your bonus action to, like, kind of wiggle my arm in there and then wiggle myself free with my whole action. All right, cool.
Master Duelist. At 17th level, your mastery of the blade lets you turn failure into success in combat. If you miss with an attack roll, you can roll it again with advantage. Once you do so, you can't use this feature again until you finish a short or long rest.
Meh.
And Xanasar says, "What's a swashbuckler? You swashbuckles or buckle swashes? You can't tell me you don't think that word is funny."
He's not wrong. I do enjoy a good swashbuckle. Not to be confused with squashbuckles. But now we're moving on
swashes.
to the stuff that I have yet to read about, because Tasha's is relatively new. So we got fresh eyes on both of these. I know Thundercat was taking a peek at the Soul Knife, but I have the first one, not to be confused with the popular comic back in the 50s or the movie with Billy Zane. We're reading about the Phantom Rogue, not the Phantom. But, so Phantom, many rogues walk a fine line between life and death, risking their own lives and taking the lives of others. While adventuring on that line, some rogues discover a mystical connection to death itself. These rogues take knowledge from the dead and become immersed in negative energy, eventually becoming like ghosts. Thieves' guilds value them as highly effective information gatherers and spy. I'm not going to read about the Shatterkai and the Shadowfell. So, that's long, but you get a couple of features at 3rd level. Whispers of the Dead is the first one. Echoes of those who have died cling to you. Whenever you finish a short or long rest, you can choose one skill or tool proficiency that you lack and gain it, as a ghostly presence shares its knowledge with you. You lose this proficiency when you choose this feature to choose a different proficiency that you lack. That's kind of neat. I like that. So every time I take a nap, I get to know about new things. Next one, we have Wails from the Grave. As you nudge someone closer to the grave, you can channel the power of death to harm someone else as well. Immediately after you deal your sneak attack damage to a creature on your turn, you can target a second creature that you can see within 30 feet of that first creature. Roll half the number of sneak attack dice for your level, round up, and the second creature takes necrotic damage equal to the roll's total as wails of the dead sound around them for a moment. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. You get that at 3rd level. That's kind of dope. So hit somebody with a sneak attack, use your thing. It takes a d6 worth of necrotic damage. All right. But now we move on to level 9. You get tokens of the departed. When a life ends in your presence, you're able to snatch a token from the departing soul, a sliver of its life essence that takes physical form. As a reaction, when a creature you can see dies within 30 feet of you, you can open your free hand and cause a tiny trinket to appear there, a soul trinket. The DM determines the trinket's form and or has you roll in the trinket's table in the player's handbook to generate it. I would do the latter. You can have a maximum number of soul trinkets equal to your proficiency bonus. 9th level's 4.
Think so.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But you can create one while at your maximum. So if you're at max, you can't do it. I think it might say at the top of this. It does. Proficiency bonus at 9th level is 4. Yep.
Oh,
So, while you can use soul trinkets in the following ways. While a soul trinket is on your person, you have advantage on death saving throws and constitution saving throws. For your vitality is enhanced by life essence within the object. Cool. When you deal sneak attack damage on your turn, you can destroy one of your trinkets that is on your person and then immediately use Wails from the Grave without expending a use of that feature. Dope. I already like this. Finally, as an action, you can destroy one of your soul trinkets no matter where it's located. All right. When you do so, you can ask the spirit associated with the trinket one question. The spirit appears to you and answer in a language it knew in life. It is no obligation to be truthful, and it answers as concisely as possible, eager to be free. The spirit knows only what it knew in life and is determined by the DM. That last one's kind of cool, but the second one is really...
yeah, the second one's cool.
The first one's clutch. I have advantage on death saves. Yes, please.
As long as you have the soul trinket.
At least one of them.
Yep.
13th level, you get something called Ghost Walk. You can phase partially into the realm of the dead, becoming like a ghost. Woo! As a bonus action, you can assume a spectral form. While in this form, you will have a flying speed of 10 feet. You can hover, and attack rolls have disadvantage against you. You can also move through creatures and objects if they were difficult terrain, but you take 1d10 force damage if you end your turn inside a creature or an object. You stay in this form for 10 minutes or until you end it as a bonus action. To use it again, you must finish a long rest or destroy one of your soul trinkets as part of the bonus action to activate Ghost Walk. Neat. And finally, at 17th level, you get Death's Friend. Your association with death has become so close that you gain the following benefits. Whenever you use your Wails from the Grave, you can deal the necrotic damage to both the first and the second creature. At the end of a long rest, a soul trinket appears in your hand if you don't have any soul trinkets, as the spirits of the dead are drawn to you. All right. I love that. That's kind of cool. Right there. Because having a player wake up and be like, hey, could you roll a D100 for me? You wake up with this tiny little bone flute in your shoe. Why? Are you going to do anything? No. Take it out? Well, yeah, I got to put my shoes back on.
Tasha has this to say. Collecting the souls of your defeated foes in everyday objects? What a good idea. So I'd probably need an encyclopedia to hold on my anti-admirers.
You got a lot to read.
Soul Knife! Tasha says, I also have the ability to manifest my thoughts in ways that cut people. I call this power words. Most assassins strike with their physical weapons, and many burglars and spies use thieves' tools to infiltrate secure locations. In contrast, a soul knife strikes and infiltrates with the mind, cutting through barriers both physical and psychic. These rogues discover psionic powers within themselves and channel it into their roguish work. They find easy employment as members of thieves' guilds, though they are often mistrusted by rogues who are leery of anyone using strange mind powers to conduct their business. Most governments would also be happy to employ a soul knife as a spy. At 3rd level, you get psionic power. You harbor a wellspring of psionic energy within yourself. The energy is represented by your psionic energy dice, which are each a d6. You have a number of dice equal to twice your proficiency bonus, and they fuel various psionic powers you have, which are detailed below. Some of your powers expend the psionic energy die they use, as specified in the power's description, and you can't use a power if it requires you to use die when your dice are all expended. You regain all your expended psionic dice when you finish a long rest. In addition, as a bonus action, you can regain one expended psionic energy die, but you can't do so again until you finish a short or long rest. When you reach certain levels, the size of your psionic energy dice increases. At 5th level D8, 11th D10, and 17th D12. You get a psi-bolstered knack. When your non-psionic training fails you, your psionic power can help. If you fail an ability check using a skill or tool with which you have proficiency, you can roll the psionic energy die and add the number rolled to the check, potentially turning failure into success. You expend the die only if the roll succeeds.
Okay. All right.
Psychic whispers. You can establish telepathic communication between yourself and others. Perfect for quiet infiltration. As an action, choose one or more creatures you can see, up to a number of creatures equal your proficiency bonus, and then roll one psionic energy die. For a number of hours, each equal to the number rolled, the chosen creatures can speak telepathically with you, and you can speak telepathically with them. To send or receive a message, no action required. You and other creature must be within 1 mile of each other. A creature can't use this telepathy if they can't speak any languages, and a creature can end the telepathic connection at any time. No action required. You and the creature don't need to speak a common language to understand each other. The first time you use this power after each long rest, you don't expend a psionic energy die. All of the times you use this power, you expend the dice.
Neat. That one's kind of cool.
You get psychic blades. You can manifest your psionic power as a shimmering blade of psychic energy. Whenever you take the attack action, you can manifest a psychic blade from your free hand and make the attack with the blade. This magic blade is a simple melee weapon with the finesse and thrown properties. It has normal range of 60 feet and no long range, and on a hit it deals psychic damage equal to 1d6 plus the ability modifier that you use for the attack roll. The blade vanishes immediately after it hits or misses its target, and leaves no mark on its target if it deals damage. After you attack with the blade, you can make a melee or ranged weapon attack with a second psychic blade as a bonus action on the same turn, provided your other hand is free to create it. The damage die on this bonus attack is a d4 instead of a d6.
You're a psychic gambit. I want to be this. I want this.
Soul blades. Your psychic blades are now an expression of your suffused soul, giving you these powers that use your psychic energy dice. Homing strikes. If you make an attack roll with your psychic blades and miss the target, you can roll one psionic energy die and add the number rolled to the attack roll. If this causes the attack to hit, you expend the psychic energy die. It's cool.
Okay.
I want this to hit.
Yep.
Psychic teleportation. As a bonus action, you manifest one of your psychic blades, expend one psionic energy die, and roll it. Throw the blade at an unoccupied space you can see, up to a number of feet away equal to 10 times the number rolled. You can teleport to that space and the blade vanishes.
Ooh.
13th level, you get the Psychic Veil. You can weave a veil of psychic static to mask yourself. Sorry, not energy. It is energy though. As an action, you can magically become invisible along with anything that you are wearing or carrying. For 1 hour or until you dismiss this effect, no action required. The invisibility ends early, immediately after you deal damage to a creature or you force a creature to make a saving throw. Once you use this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend a psionic energy die to use the feature again.
That's handy.
And then at 17th level, you get Rend Mind. You can sweep your psychic blades directly through a creature's mind. When you use your psychic blades to deal sneak attack damage to a creature, you can force the target to make a wisdom saving throw. Your DC is your dexterity modifier plus 8 plus your proficiency bonus. And if the save fails, the target is stunned for 1 minute, and the stunned target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on a success. Once you use this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend 3 psionic energy dice.
So that's a free crit. Yeah, that's a pretty mean one at the end.
That sounds fun. I don't know if it made me want to play more rogues. I'm not sure yet.
The scout one kind of did. I enjoyed that one.
I like the mastermind.
Mastermind was okay. Those are probably like the 2 highlights out of the whole classes. My issue is sneak attack it hurts, and I don't want to be the person who's killing everything. So that's why I typically don't play the rogue. I like to either buff or debuff or do sustainable damage.
Right. Well, all right. Let's see. I mean, that's everything we got for the roguish archetypes, the subclasses for the rogue.
Yes, sir.
I have a D&D minute, and I wanted to do some players' questions, and I was figuring I would just rattle off like 3 quick questions to you and see if you could just answer them as fast as you can.
So you want to do a lightning round is what I heard? Sure, I want to do that, but not just 3. So let's start at the top of so how many questions do you already have? Because I'm just looking at the timer here. So
I got like 2 or 3 questions I could.
Okay, so yeah, we could do a lightning round. How long do you want to go for? Like a minute?
Yeah, it's a D&D minute.
All right, so 60 seconds on the clock. We don't have a clock. Someone
Ready?
exclamation mark links. You can go to donate and
one.
get us the clock.
It's the live thing.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready.
I'm a new player. What class should I play?
Whatever you want to play, I would recommend playing a fighter. They're easy.
I don't have the books. What should I do?
There's the standard SRD online, and I also have copies. Would you like to borrow one?
All right. Well, none of my friends want to DM. What do we do now?
Have you ever considered DMing, or have you gone online?
All right. Well, my final question would be, what happens at a game?
Depending on the player's imagination, anything. Absolutely anything.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right. That was our D&D minute.
I didn't know how. I was like, I've been to a lot of D&D sessions, and they never all go the same. So, yes, anything can happen. Fucking Kevin Garnett style.
Anything is possible.
That's right.
All right, let's do some outro plugs. Let's talk about what we got going on this weekend.
Friday is episode number 19.
I think so.
Nice. Of the War for Garaxia. Something's gonna happen. I know it, because we learned how to do a ballista and I didn't have to load shit. Hopefully Vandalda is not tired and feels better. What's happening on Saturday there? I got nothing. Thundercat. I was gonna try and make a Dungeon Master pun, but I got nothing.
Saturday night, I will be DMing, continuing on the Fight for the Forest. It'll be session number 4. We will be figuring out what's going to happen with the Goblin Village.
Goblin Village.
9:30, 10 p.m.-ish.
For both of those,
Saturday
Friday,
night.
Saturday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
What do you got going
Also,
on this week?
Work tomorrow and potentially a bottle of NyQuil when the missus gets home. Hopefully I can adjust to being professional at work and then toe the line of not wanting to just come home and shut the fuck up and do nothing. And stream, because, Extra Life, and I have that Cookie Thulu over there to give away. I know DD probably wants to get his hands on it because it's Cookie Thulu. But yeah, I have baseball, and I think I'm probably going to do either dingers for dollars or K's for kids. Either or. It's something I can be quiet and then just talk over. What do you got going on this week? You gonna play Bucky O'Hare? Or?
Eventually, hopefully I play it tomorrow.
I get out of work at 9, so if you want to start that around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we can.
It'll be like 9:15, so you're gonna have to rush.
Mark send me home early. He can fucking all right. You put the I'm gonna put the ingredients away at 8:58. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I want to get busy."
Yeah, I'll be playing tomorrow. I want to start Fallout 4, so that might be starting tomorrow. I don't know yet if that's going to be.
Which one's Fallout 4? Is that the one where you can paint the? Yeah. So, what color are you going to paint the monster?
I don't know yet.
Not green.
I might paint it green.
Why? How much to not get you to paint
I painted
it
the one I did the last time I played was yellow.
I really, me too. I just came up with my fucking Facebook feed. Can you pinstripe it?
I don't know. Possibly. I don't know if that's
Maybe.
possible, but either way, I want to start Fallout 4 and I want to do a playthrough. I don't know what my build's gonna be yet. I don't know if I want to play it to play through like story or if I want to play it to like goof around and play like cool like builds and stuff.
You should do the latter of the two and go find yourself the Randy Savage Deathclaw mod because it's the best thing ever.
We'll see. We'll see if I mod it. I don't know if I'm gonna mod it. I might just go for an easy playthrough and have fun.
You can still have fun. It's just Randy Savage.
I love the game. I think the game is like really good.
Fantastic.
So.
Wait, hold on a second here. What are you wearing for a shirt?
That's so good. What fucking
Right?
perfect.
Fucking perfect,
guys.
There we are.
We're wearing Mario Kart
great.
shirts.
Oh, that's great. We'll go ahead and get that going for later. Didn't even plan that. Didn't even plan it. I was just like, you know what? I'm feeling this shirt today.
I said the same thing. I was like, I haven't worn this in a couple of weeks.
I'm doing the new thing. I'm starting from the front of my closet, and I just put the ones that are dirty at the end. So eventually, I'll get to the blank shirts.
Yeah. So I'll be doing that on Wednesday, Sunday. I try to play games on Sunday nights. I'll probably be online Sunday night still. Next week, Tuesday.
We're going to talk about death. I've died a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Death in Dungeons and Dragons. We're going to talk about how to have fun doing it. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say that all of the deaths were in our games, except for maybe one of them in the one game that didn't make it very far, were very sad, but also made the story like more of a story. It brought the story together. It changes the aspect of the game just enough to have fun.
Do you remember when I got eaten by animated armor? That was fucking so cool. So cool. And then I was ahead. Fucking I've died in that fucking campaign every time. I like death. Death in D&D is fun.
Check us out next week on Tuesday. We're going to talk about death in D&D and all the different ways you can go about doing it.
Bring your diamonds.
Yeah, bring your diamonds. And also use your diamonds to follow us on Patreon.
Yeah.
Use your diamonds to get Patreon access. And also we have a tweeter. We have a tweeter. Check out our Twitter and our YouTube, Dysfunctional D&D, which we're actually live right now on YouTube. Hello, YouTube
Over
world.
there, somewhere. Yes. Hi,
And
hi, YouTube.
we also love you guys here on Twitch. Thank you guys for hanging out and supporting us. And we love you guys on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all those other ears.
Thank you for being 18 years of old age or older. I haven't. I had to say that 2 days in a row, so I just wanted to keep it in the system. Yeah, thanks everybody for listening. I mean, we've been doing this for almost 60 fucking episodes.
Yeah, this is 59.
Tack on 100 more of that. We've got a baseball season in our hands. Like, this could be a long haul.
I want to hit 100.
I want to hit 162. That's what I want to do. Like that. I want to hit a baseball season and I'd be fine with it. What are we going to talk about that? Fucking D&D sports. How can you make a sports game?
Hey, I made a sport in D&D. We can talk about that. What do we want to do for a raid tonight?
Where do we want to go is a very, very good question. Who do I see live? I'm going to start from the bottom. I see Biggie's playing Tiny Tina's, who's had a shit day. So let's shoot some fuzzy cute things. Okay. So we can go bring our power of positivity that way and make them a shining force. We could go watch.
You know what? Let's do it. Let's go. Yeah. If he's having a bad day, let's go try to make it better.
So it's Biggie 110. I have to type it in the chat. So make sure raid. That's not how you spell it. Raid Biggie 110. All right, there it is. So make sure when you get there, bring the power of positivity, throw up the Randy raids, throw up your Shakaronis, any emotes that you got. Show some love. We would show some love in any other chat that we were in. I know Thundercat shows a lot of love. I lurk for a little bit and then I chit chat with people once I
Thank
get
you,
accustomed to
Fuzzrap. Thanks for hanging out, man. We love you, bud. Let's go. Let's go. Do you want to do the, let's go to the end screen. There he is. We got our new little logo down here.
Guys, I'm not feeling so good. Sometimes when you're sick, you can't think as quick. And it makes you feel like dick. Randy's got no rhymes. And I've got lots of times. The clock hasn't even started to tick on down. The cats are behind me and they're jumping around. So go show some love to Biggie 110, cause you've got a friend in me.
Oh my god.
There goes the countdown now.
Bye, Ogre.
Thank you for